Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you happen to be. I'm Judith Wilcox, and I'm with you again for, hi there, Millie and Sue, for us to have, and Lynn. I'm glad to see you flashing up on my screen because I've switched from the main computer to my iPad because I think this sound is going to be easier than it was last week. Hi, Trinity. Hi, David. And if anybody's having trouble hearing me at all, just do a wave and give me, just say, can't hear you in the message. So today, it looks like it sounds really good. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, because when I did the introductory video, I did it on this device, and it came out really well. So let's hope the same thing is going to happen this way. And I'm laughing because as I'm seeing myself on the screen, one of the thoughts that comes through my mind that I know many of you ladies out there and even the guys, boy, could I use a haircut. And because we're in lockdown here in Connecticut and in many places around here because of the pandemic, all of the salons are closed. So, and I know better than to try to cut my own hair. I don't think you'd want to see what I look like. Nor would I if I went at it with a pair of scissors. So, there are things we can laugh about. Hi there, Bill. How nice to have you. And Iman, so nice to see you're here too. I may miss some of you as you're waving and saying hello, but I'm so glad to see so many and Kashi, hi there, coming from all over the place to join in this virtual meditation room this evening. I just came off of a town hall meeting as well on Access Live with our dear Senator Richard Blumenthal, who's working very hard, as usual, to help everybody. And so I didn't have quite as much time to get ready tonight because I really wanted to hear what he had to say and to pose a question to him. And on behalf of all of my friends out there who are emergency personnel and nurses and doctors whom I've worked with for so many years doing crisis response and previously as an EMT, and I just really am so concerned about their well-being, and know that at this point we are beginning to move into a new phase. And so that phase is going to make me even busier than I am because I do EAP work, employee assistance program work, and a lot of that's going into telehealth format right now. So, so nice to see you. And I'm talking about all of these things because I know they are pressing on everybody and they affect our minds and our emotions. And one of the best tools, hi there, Denise, so glad to have you with us. And so you're welcome, David. David, who is an RN in London. Nice to have the London contingent here. And Barbara, who's a retired RN, just said hi. Hi there, Vasuda, who's coming to us from California. Boy, we have so many people from all over the place. I'm so happy to see you all here. And know that and I'm saying see you because you're putting little chat messages up to me and waving to me. And that cheers my heart a lot to know that we have this wonderful, wonderful opportunity like we've never had before in the world to be able to connect with each other in the space of the heart through social media. So lots of gratitude as well to Facebook, even though they can be pretty funky sometimes and make things really difficult, that they are still here serving us in the way they are and allowing for me to be able to be with all of you and create this space for meditation to help us gain perspective. One of the things I would say, though, and I'm going to share this, and it's an exercise that I've given to people in my teleseminar that I've been doing on immune strengthening through the Shakti Swarupa Path of Healing work. And hi there, Jeannie from Scotland. So glad to have you here too. And I'm well aware of the fact that, you know, as a mental health professional and having been a college professor training mental health professionals, in the field of psychology, we talk about state sharing, but we don't often talk about collective consciousness as state sharing. And I'm fully aware that at this time, the fear, the anxiety that people are experiencing all around us is something that affects each of us individually, even if we don't have our own anxiety. So I developed a very interesting little exercise. And it's been empowered by the energetic healing work that I do. So it does a rather amazing thing. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I know people's minds, the longer we're in lockdown, the more uncomfortable people become, because we've moved out of that, oh, it's a vacation phase, into this is pretty darn serious. And the research is totally supporting social distancing as being one of the things that's slowing down the numbers of people getting sick and dying. So we know we have to maintain this, and it's probably going to be for at least a few more months. So you're going to see me here during that time, because I want to keep doing this for everybody and for myself. I'm here. I don't go out of my house very much because I'm in the high risk category. But I'm busier than ever, so I'm not sitting here twiddling my thumbs or having the opportunity to do hours of meditation, which I would love to do because of the work that I do. But we pick up on other people's states, both the individuals that we're in close quarters with and the collective consciousness, both of our countries, our communities, and our world, and of nature, and the animals, and Mother Earth herself. And we're seeing lots of disasters going on. And my meditation master once said about that when I asked why these things happen. She said that when the negative karma of humanity becomes heavy, so heavy on Mother Earth, she has to do something, because she absorbs it all. She has to do something to burn it off. And so what we see are disasters all around the world. Earthquakes, fires, floods, tornadoes. They're happening every single day. And people's lives are not only being upturned by the pandemic, but also by the natural disasters. And that affects us, because at the level of the deep heart, the inner heart, we're all one. We feel it. You know, we may deny it, but it's there. So what I'm going to do is take you, hello, Maria, one of my wonderful animal rescue people that I've known for a lot of years just joined us. I'm so happy you're with us, because those folks are dealing with a lot right now too. And a lot of their organizations are suffering greatly because they can't do adoptions right now because they're holding to the guidelines. So they can't interview people, they can't do meet and greets with the dogs, they can't do home inspections and all of that. So my love is with you, and I'm hoping maybe there will be some creative ways to help the animal rescue people still be able to survive through this. So what I'd like to do is this little exercise that I've been teaching people all over the place, clients, people in my students, my people in my teleseminar, and I've posted on my Wilcox Center for Psychotherapy and Healing Arts and on my Shakti Swarupa page, and I think I even maybe put it up on my personal page. But what I want you to do is just take a nice deep breath, and I'm sure everything that I've said is kind of churned up, and I did it on purpose, churned up those experiences that you're having that you're not consciously looking at, that are creating certain levels of anger and frustration and anxiety and fear and sadness. And I want you to imagine a cube. Now, all of these things and more are what I call external influences. And I want you to imagine that you are putting all of those in a cube. And you remember a little bit of your math formula stuff where you would take something to a certain power? Well, I want you to take what's in the cube to the X power. Just think of it that way. External influences into the cube to the X power. And just put them in the cube. And take a breath and see if that feels a little bit different. It probably will. And your mind may start to calm down. And then I want you to think of the midline of energy that goes from the base of your spine to the top of your head. My yogis out there, you'll think, well, isn't that where the chakras are? Yeah, it is. It's in that subtle energy column that goes from the base of the spine to the top of the head. That's also the center of our strength. And this is the time to be strong in whatever way we can grab onto that strength. And this is one of the quick and easy ways to do that. So I want you to think of that midline. Just think of it. Bring your attention into your midline, and then imagine yourself sitting or standing in a sphere of energy. It can be whatever color you want. It could be bright white, it could be golden, it could be green, it could be blue. All of those colors of light are very powerful in healing. And just sphere yourself. So you're midline and sphering yourself. And then take a deep breath and see how you feel. Isn't it different? I'm hoping so. So whenever you start to feel pulled off of your center or pulled into your fear, hi, Carolyn. I know you know what I'm doing with this. Carolyn is one of my friends from Ewan Method from a long time ago. So she's very familiar with this midline sphere thing and the cube thing because it's used in a lot of different ways. But this is a really beautiful way to use it to keep us strong. And so whenever you start to be anxious, angry, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have your feelings, you should, but you don't need to have everybody else's feelings. There's one of my EMT friends. I'm so glad you're here. I've been thinking of you a lot today. And my dear, dear Anne Marie, who is my wonderful mail carrier our thoughts are with you too, who has been spoiling me for many months. um, it's so nice to see both of you there. And thank you, Allison, for everything that you're doing on a daily basis to help people. She's out there in the front lines in the ambulance in our area. So whenever these things that are going on around us, either in our home environment, because everybody's in each other's face, you know, if you're in not a huge space where you can go separate into another room and so on, just cube external influences to the X power. Midline yourself, sphere yourself, and take some nice deep breaths. And see how you feel. It's a very quick, easy technique. So, let me talk a little bit about the mind today, now that we've done something to help the mind. And it's important to know that the mind can be our best friend or our worst enemy. When it starts obsessing about things, when it starts fearing things, following fear, and making decisions from a fear-driven place inside of ourselves, then it takes its toll on us in big ways. And here's another one of my Scottish friends. Well, welcome to you, Christina. And the mind has a way of wearing us out, doesn't it? Think about it. If you've been worrying about things, and those of you who were on last week's live program, you remember I said to you, if you can worry, you can meditate, because meditation is the continuous flow of the energy of the mind towards one thought or object. And the mind, when it goes to the place, the object of the inner self, where there's deep peace and deep energy and deep love and deep creativity, then the mind becomes quite happy. And it will shut up for a while and give us peace or peace of mind. When it keeps going outward and chasing every little thought, every little sensation in the body, every little emotion, then it gets us all stirred up, of course. Because as goes the mind, so goes the body. So that anxiety takes its toll on our energy levels, on our health, and on our well-being. And right now, there are so many things that are making people anxious. So we need to counteract that. We need to keep ourselves as much as possible in the center of our own being, in that still place, or in that place of total energy and rejuvenation. So, and there's my dear auntie. Hi, Nancy. Oh, how much fun to have my Aunt Nancy on with us, who's been meditating for many, 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 many years. She's in her mid-80s, and I taught her meditation many years ago. So I'm glad that you're here to join us. And I'm not sure, some people have been messaging me that they can't get in. My friend from Halifax just sent me a message that she couldn't get in. Trinity, you're with us. Can you see if you can help Andrea Wynn access the program? Send, either message her or post a link, because I can't actually see my page from the iPad. I can only see the video. So last week, I started out teaching meditation on the breath, and I see there are a lot of new people with us this week. And some of you, I'm sure, are beginners in meditation. And thank you, Trinity. Trinity's been a wonderful help. She was a wonderful help last week when we were having so many technical difficulties, and people couldn't figure out how to get to the Facebook Live. She was scurrying around behind the scenes, and she's down in Georgia. So she was scurrying out. She just jumped in and started helping people, and so I so appreciate what you're doing to help out, Trinity. So, again, this week we're going to do meditation on the breath. And in a few minutes I'm going to stop saying hello to everybody, but I just saw that Ken Anaruda from Ohio was with us, and he's a wonderful long-time Siddha meditator and a Reiki master, and does wonderful work. He and his beautiful wife. So I'm so glad that you were able to join us today, Ken. Now I'm going to stop saying hello to people, even though I would love to just recognize everybody who's on with us. Let's do some meditation. And for those of you who are new, really, a lot of people have probably turned you off to meditation by saying you have to still your mind. Well, it takes a long time to get to that place. And it's important to understand that there's this state of meditation, which is that still mind, where the mind merges into the self, and it's like there's no mind. And then it comes back, but it comes back in a better place. And then there's a process of getting there, which is also meditation. And you might have 2 seconds of still mind in your meditation, but it's all worth it, because when you have that little place of sinking into the space of the self, deep inside, then you get recharged and you get a different perspective on yourself and your life. And that's what we really need right now, isn't it? So let's just do it. So I want you all to sit in a comfortable position, and I'm going to adjust my posture, with your back relatively but comfortably straight. And if you need to put a pillow in the small of your back to help ease your posture, if you're sitting in a chair, go ahead and do that, or a towel roll. If you're sitting on the floor, put a little pillow under the base of your spine to lift your butt up a little bit so that your hips relax, and that'll help to relax your knees. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can put pillows under each of your knees to take the stress off of those knees and your hips. And you can rest your hands, for those of you who are sitting in your chairs or sitting cross-legged, you can either rest your hands in your lap, palms upward, or place your palms down with a hand on each knee. Now, some of you are used to the idea of palms up. And so put palms down to contain your energy. When you put palms up, the energy goes out of your palms. So palms down. And that's especially true for all of the Reiki practitioners and energetic healers out there. You want the energy in meditation to remain in you, unless you're doing a specific meditation that sends it outward. So, and then just close your eyes and feel your body resting on your cushion or in your chair, and feel the support. Feel the support of the chair or the cushion, and give a little gratitude to both. for how they're supporting you gently. And take a nice deep breath. And if you're sitting on the floor, the same thing. Think of the ground underneath, for those of you sitting in a chair, think of the ground that's underneath your feet, the floor, and then the ground of the earth that's holding up the building that you're in, supporting your life, and give gratitude to the earth that supports the life that we live, and the air that we breathe. As you're breathing in, give gratitude to the air. If the sun is shining where you are, and even if it's not, give gratitude to the sun that warms and the fire that warms us all in its different ways, even through our furnaces and our fireplaces and our wood stoves in the cold weather. And the water that purifies and takes a really bad beating sometimes from mankind who dump terrible things into it. Gratitude to the water, and even to the water in our bodies, because most of the body is water. And realize that we have all of those elements within us. We have earth, we have fire, we have air, we have water, and we have ether, or akasha, which is one of those very helpful elements that helps us to transcend and lifts us into another level in meditation, into the void. So think about and give gratitude to all of those elements that connect us to nature, to the earth, to the sky, and to our own process of living and breathing and getting rid of toxins. And allow yourself a moment of just thinking, I'm one with Mother Earth and all of her elements. I'm a reflection of Mother Earth and all of her elements. I need to take care of me and honor that. I need to take care of Mother Earth and honor how she supports me. And then bring your attention back to that life-giving breath that brings the vital force circulating through our bodies. And breathe in deep, filling up your stomach and your rib cage and your chest. And then breathe out long, releasing from the stomach and the rib cage and the chest. And again, breathe in deep and breathe out long. And once more, breathe in deep and breathe out long. And then let your breath come back to its normal rhythm. And just feel the breath coming in and going out. Coming in and going out. And just allow yourself to relax into the wave of the breath, coming in and going out, coming in and going out. And now, become aware as the breath is coming in and going out. Become aware of the space between the breaths. There's a space where the breath stops when it comes in to turn around and go back out. And there's another space out here where the breath stops to turn and come back in. See if you can detect those spaces. Sometimes easier to find the space on the inside. It's about 12 fingers down from the end of your nose, which would put it about at the center of your chest, where your heart chakra is. And let your mind rest in that space between the breaths. And when you hear noises, like my dear Narada barking at something, just notice them. Come back to your breath. When you hear inner noises from your mind, notice them and bring your attention back to the breath and then the space between the breaths. And with each breath, feel yourself going deeper into that space and just leaving everything behind you and giving your mind a vacation. It's like you're plunging into a clear lake where there's a spring that's feeding the lake, and you're just going to plunge and follow the current of the energy of the stream to its source. As you dive into the space between the breaths. And remember, whatever sensations, sounds, thoughts, feelings come up, you can notice them, and then just pull your attention back to the breath and down into the space between the breaths. either on the inside or the outside. So that for a while there's nothing but the breath and the space. And if you happen to go deep into that space, you'll lose awareness of the breath, and that space will open into the center of your own supreme being, your own inner self, your own divine consciousness. Welcome that experience. Even if for just a second or two, touching that space can transform you totally. And now, very slowly, if you've lost the awareness of your breath, bring your attention back to the breath and breathe in deep. And feel your chest expand. And feel how your spine lifts up when you do that. And breathe out long. And again, breathe in deep. And breathe out long. And as you're doing that, recollect what your inner experience has been during this meditation. And just give a little thank you to your own inner self for the gift of the experience, whatever it was. And again, breathe in deep and breathe out long. And move your fingers and your toes. You can even stretch your hands up and out over your head. Give a yawn or a sigh. Just kind of a and open your eyes. And anybody who would like to share in the chat what you experienced or ask a question, I'm watching the chat column now. And it looks like you're all so still-minded that there are no questions left. That's very good. Very, very good. You can all do this practice of meditation on the breath daily. And do the practice of cubing the external influences to the X power, and then midlining yourself and sphering yourself. That you can do off and on during the day. You can start your day with a meditation. You can do it any time. You can just add a little meditation to your life if you haven't been doing that before. And for those of you who are long-time meditators, I know you're doing it. You know how it gets you through tough times. And just keep doing what you're doing because it's helping everybody else. When we meditate, we not only help ourselves, but we help everybody and everything around us. Because the energy of meditation actually builds up in the place that we're meditating, and it spreads outward. And it can actually transform whole neighborhoods, and has, especially where there are groups of people meditating together on a regular basis, sometimes daily, sometimes weekly. And oh my heavens, dear Allison, blessings to you. Allison just said she's been down in Queens doing 911 for response for the past 3 weeks. Well, blessings and protection to you, my dear. And Anne-Marie, I feel so relaxed, I felt it go right down through my body and out through my feet. And I don't know whether you guys are all seeing the messages. I can't see all of your message, Kathleen, but oh, there we go. You're down in Florida. Okay. So, yes, and Florida's been pretty tense right now, too, I know. I have cousins living down there and friends, and one of our other participants, Lynn, is in Florida. So, Kathleen, just try to keep meditating, Keep checking in on my pages, because I keep adding things to try to help people get through this time. And Iman is saying, it was amazing, really. I feel I have a free mind now. Very good, Iman. Very good. That's what you want. Keep doing it. And Iman, I believe, is in Africa somewhere. I can't remember, dear. It's been a long time since we connected. So, seeing if anybody else made any comments that... Okay, so, and Glenn, Glenn who's one of my Shakti Swarupa Advanced Healer students, the tension in my chest has softened, and I can't see the rest of your message. So that's good. We all need that. And Glenn is one of those essential workers working out there and building. He's saying hello to Narada. Yeah. He's building helicopters. And David, oh, I'm so happy this has helped you after 4 nights of working the ICU. God bless you for your work. And I know you take Reiki with you, so... Iman. She's Egyptian and living in the United Arab Emirate. So how nice to have you join us all the way from there. Oh, sorry, it's Sue. Okay. Sue and Glenn. Happy you're here. This little boy is saying, come on, Mom, hurry up and come outside and play with me for a while. He needs his chase and fetch session for 15 or 20 minutes to get all of his American Eskimo energy out of him and calm him down, because he's not getting to do his job as a therapy dog right now, because all of my clients are on phone or transferring over into a telehealth format in the next week. So he doesn't get to see his friends. And so he gets a little antsy. And he wants me to come out and play with him all the time. And it's good. It's good for me to do that too. So if there are no more questions, feel free, during the week, you can message me or those of you who know how to text me, you can text me, but don't text me before noon, because I'm up all hours of the night working on stuff and connecting with people from other parts of the world where it's daytime there. So please continue to meditate, continue to midline sphere yourselves and be strong. Remember our Mother Earth, and when you walk on the earth, when you go outside, send love through your feet. Walk gently. Spend moments where you're in the present, and I mentioned this last week. You're in the present and you're just observing what's beautiful around you, and enjoy those moments of beauty, because they help you get in touch with that inner self too. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day or evening. And for those of you who are going to get some rest right now, like David, hopefully, have good sleep, recharge yourself, continue to meditate. A reminder to my Reiki friends out there who sometimes forget, do your Reiki practices on yourself, do hands on yourself when you go to sleep. You need all the energy you can muster during this time. So don't forget those other things you know how to do to take care of yourself. And with that, bless you all, and I will see all of you and more, hopefully, by next Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And Nard is saying goodbye too. So, bye for now. And this is going to get posted up. You can share it with friends and watch it again. So it'll go up in a little bit, I hope. I'm still learning the technology. So, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace to you all.